Welcome to the Do Better podcast. I'm your host, Theodore Cooper, Theo Coop for short. And today we're going to be reacting to another Kevin Samuels video. Rest in peace to the Godfather. So, this particular video is Kevin is talking to a 44-year-old woman who has 4 children by 4 different men. It's called his 44. Jesus. The 4 kids, it's just, we're going to go ahead and let the video play. I don't want to judge this lady, even though we should. No, I am going to judge her. It just comes to a point, man, like, what happened to shame? 4 children by 4 different men? Come on. Let's go ahead. Let's hit play.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, Kevin. How are you?
Good. What do you got for me?
I am single mom of 4.
Okay. How many? 4?
Yep, 4.
Okay.
I am seasoned a little bit, but I'm not discouraged, okay?
What is the question, woman?
I'm sorry?
What's the question?
We're almost a minute and a half in. She still hasn't got her question out.
So, I'm trying to figure out what I need to be focusing on and looking for in relationships.
I don't know. What outcome do you want?
I want happiness.
You want to be married?
Absolutely. I've never been married.
Okay, hold on. Let's just answer these questions. You're a mother of 4.
I'm sorry. How are you 44 with 4 children and have never been married? Not being 44 and never been married, but damn, one of them relationships didn't work out. Shit.
Yeah. And how many different fathers?
4.
Holy shit. How many times have you been married?
None.
That ain't gonna work.
I've been proposed to 3 times. But
that ain't gonna work.
Said this before in another video. A lot of our sisters always talk about they've been proposed to. She's been proposed to 3 times. That shit don't count.
That's not gonna work.
Yeah, I'll never accept it.
No.
No, I've never accepted. It's not gonna work, but it's not gonna work because of that. Oh man, that's good. That's a good one.
No. What I'm saying is not gonna work. There's no marriage to a woman who has 4 kids by 4 different men who's never been married. What guy wants to follow that?
So your answer is I'm done.
As far as marriage, in all likelihood, yeah. I mean, how old are you?
44.
44. First off, man, let's take you out of it. Let's say you have a brother, right?
And that's always a great tactic Kevin uses, because a lot of the times they're too close to it personally. So let's pull you out of it. Let's say if this was a completely different person, not named you, and see if you would feel the same way about the situation. Keep it moving.
Right? 7 of them.
And your brother comes up and says, hey sis, I'm gonna marry this woman with 4 kids by 4 different men. She ain't never been married. What you gonna tell her? Yeah, man, lock that deal down.
Crickets.
Are you asking? Can I respond?
Yeah, what you gonna tell him? You gonna tell him a lot?
So, well, you know.
What are you gonna tell him?
Of course, I'm gonna have my own personal experience in it. So, of course, I'm gonna tell him, okay, yeah.
What are you going to tell him?
You gonna tell him absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you love your brother so much you would tell him to marry a woman with 4 kids by 4 different men and he ain't never been married to either one of them. That ain't love, ma'am. That ain't love.
I mean, there's a history. I mean, it depends on the history.
That ain't love. That ain't okay, ma'am.
You got to pause that for a second. Like, she didn't say it in a disparaging way, but she pretty much just said she wouldn't throw her brother under the bus. She know good and goddamn well that if her single brother with no children brought in a woman that had children by 4 different men, she would tell her brother to tell that bitch to kick rocks. She knows that's the truth, but she won't admit that because it's her, because she's in the exact same position. She's capping.
Stop the cap.
Your 2 sons come back and both of them say, hey, mom, I found a woman with 4 kids from 4 different men. I'm going to marry her. You're going to say, go ahead, son. Let's go ahead and plan that up.
Probably not.
Exactly.
See, that goes to show she knew because as soon as you flip the script, and it's the same thing right now. Right when Mr. Samuels was talking to this woman, it was no big deal if it was her brother, her own flesh and blood. It was no big deal if he came across a woman with all those kids, you know, in the same exact situation. She didn't care about it. But when he said her son, then she was like, okay, well, yeah, I'll probably tell him no. It's sad, man, because I don't give a damn. I'm telling anybody, any dude to run. He don't have to be blood or family or some shit like that. And if it was my daughter, you know, just for the sake of, if it was my daughter and she came with a dude, I said, man, if you don't get the fuck away from him. If she came in with a dude who had 4 kids by 4 different women, I said, I'll tell him to get the fuck out of my house. But then I tell her, are you trying to be baby mama number 5? What's wrong with you? So it's not about a male or female thing. It's about what's one best for your family. Other family other than just your child.
It's probably not.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly, because the men you're talking about are somebody's sons. I mean, here's the thing. If you didn't need to be married to have babies, you don't need to be married. You don't need to be married now. That's really how men think about it.
It's true.
Okay, so take marriage out of it, Kevin. So, I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, I want this, that, and the third. I got my own bag. I'm an accountant. All right. I want someone that I can be, you know, because no one deserves to die alone.
Well, I get it, ma'am.
And I get it too. But I think just the main thing she says, no one deserves to die alone. No one should die alone. And I think there's certain things between men and women where we had just fundamental differences about. And I think one of those big things that I've noticed is the word deserve. As a man, I don't believe that you deserve anything in this life. This room, this is a spare room in a house that I live in that I own. I didn't deserve this house. I have this house because I bought this house. I saved up enough money and I purchased this house. And I maintain this house just like anything else, just like my vehicles outside. And I don't have much. I'm just saying everything in life, anything you have in life is what you worked hard to obtain. So I just don't believe this notion that everyone deserves. You don't deserve shit. You get what you work hard for.
I get it. Well, how old is your youngest child?
My youngest is 11. He'll be 12.
All right, man. But still, you got to understand that you're deciding to come to these things at beyond middle age.
They have thrown me on the bus with the force.
You are, unless you're going to live to be 100, you are beyond middle age.
They don't like the truth, man. That's just.
Okay, so it's done for me. I should just go and die.
Okay. You want me to tell you what you want to hear, or you want me to tell you what I think? Well, then listen. You came to these decisions to where now it seems to now be a priority, because at 44 with 4 kids, you were just out here doing what you wanted to do. You said you got a bag, okay. But now you don't want to die alone. All right, but then here's the thing. I hear you.
And I always say the same thing. At what point do it comes, and not just him specifically, any dude out here or woman, because we're using a woman for this example, at what point do you turn around and stop and just say, hold up, this is out of hand. I am doing way too much and this is just out of control. At what point do you stop and think that? And that's my main thing. And that's the main thing that I would have for women like that. At what point did she turn around? It wasn't after 2 kids by 2 different dudes where you figure like, oh shit, okay, maybe I need to slow down. It wasn't after 3 kids with 3 different dudes. That's when I get like, at what point does it not click? Like, me personally, it clicked for me once I had my son. I had 1 baby. I was like, okay, I need to slow down. And I purposely didn't have any more children. And I was like, I can't be reckless like that anymore. How many baby daddies or baby mamas do you need before you realize I'm doing too much? I need to become more disciplined in that area specifically. Let's keep it moving.
But there's a man out there who's going to have to attach himself to you. And what is he going to get?
Can I answer?
Yes.
Okay. So when he attaches himself to me, he's going to get an awesome individual. He's going to get a down-to-earth individual, someone that has a grasp on life and what they want, okay? Someone that can provide, someone that knows how to cook, someone that knows how to take care of the household. That's what he's going to get. Somebody's going to.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you some other questions. Okay.
Okay.
How tall are you?
It was a lot of nothing basically outside of cooking.
5'9".
Dress size.
I'm gonna slap you, Kevin. I done gained
Kevin here for play. Rest in peace, man.
weight on quarantine. So I'm probably like a 14 now. So I'm 5'9", 230.
Taller woman.
5'9", 230 pounds.
5'9", 230.
Listen. 5'9", 44 years old.
44.
5'9", 230
She's 44, so she ain't young. 5'9",
pounds, size 14,
230, size 14.
with 4 children by 4 different men. And everything that you said you were going to provide for a man is you're going to get an awesome individual who has a grasp of something or other, who knows how to clean a house and knows how to cook. Ma'am, he can get that in a 25 or 30-year-old with no children.
Exactly.
And a dress size 6.
Exactly. And not to be rude to this, not to be a jerk to this lady, because she wasn't rude or anything like that. But I just don't think a lot of women realize that, man. Realize that, like, there's so many women out here. There's 7 billion people on this planet. There's more women than men. He can get that with someone who doesn't have all the baggage, especially if he's high value, earning a considerable income.
So what you saying,
ladies, this is what I'm. Listen. Do you understand what I just said? What you're bringing to the table. Okay, you're an accountant, right?
I just give me advice on me. I understand. I give it. Listen. I give general advice on this show because if you need specific advice, use up some of that bag and book a session. I don't.
There you go. And that's one thing I heard him say whenever the women get this. Not saying her, she wasn't bragging, but a lot of times, some of these videos, women get to bragging about how much money they make. He was like, well, just book a session then. And then they get real hesitant because women are cheap. Women are cheap when it comes to, women are so cheap when it comes to that type of shit. If they want something, if they want to buy something, ball out, let it be a purse or a car or some shit like that, they'll spend that money. But for something that actually can help them, man, they get real tight with the moolah about that shit.
Don't just give free specialized advice out.
That's what I need to do.
So here's the thing, yeah, but in general, man, I'm speaking to you in some terms that accountants can understand. Assets and liabilities. Your assets need to outweigh your liabilities.
Exactly.
To want to take that deal.
And she's an accountant. She should get the metaphor.
And the things I've asked you about assets were very vague, but your liabilities are very real.
Liabilities.
All right.
Assets.
Hopefully that helped.
That's it.
She said, "That's it." Yeah. What else she wanted to say? She wasn't a terrible person, but I just think, something I spoke on just a few minutes ago, a lot of women don't think about the magnitude of those decisions. You have those kids, and that's fine. You have a kid by 1 dude, 2 dude, 3 dude, 4 dude, and you don't think anything of it. But then fast forward 10, 15 years later, you're in your 40s now, and everyone else around you has gotten married, and you're looking at it like, oh, okay. But you have accumulated so much baggage. A lot of dudes don't want to have to deal with that, man. And that's everyone, male or female. No one just wants to deal with another person's baggage if they don't have to. You guys let me know if I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm tripping. I'll see you guys in the comments after party there. I'll check y'all later. This is Theo Coop, the Do Better Podcast, and we out. Y'all be good now. Peace.